Hello, Carnage Cravers. This is Ken Carnage coming to you from an undisclosed location. Uh, Last time I was with you, I broke down the original four Superman films, and in preparation for Batman v Superman. So going from there, we're going to continue in that vein with 1989's Batman, starring Michael Keaton as the Dark Knight, Jack Nicholson as the Clown Prince of Crime, and Kim Basinger as Vicky Vale. This film was directed by Tim Burton, and it made a whopping 413 million worldwide. This film had a lasting effect as it breathed a new life into the comic book genre after it had been very well and nearly killed by Superman 4. The good, some of the good things about this film, it was gritty. None of that bam pow crap from the Adam West Batman. It was a Batman for a new generation, heavily influenced by the darker tone of Frank Miller's The Dark Knight Returns. Honestly, if the one and only gripe I have with this particular film is is Jack Nicholson's Joker, which I know a lot of people loved it. I myself was not a fan of Nicholson's Joker. I thought it was too over the top, to the point where it was, you know, he was. I I always felt there should be something overly intimidating about the Joker, like this undertone, I should say, undertone of intimidation, to where yes, he's laughing and yes, he thinks it's funny, but the fact that he thinks it's funny really should scare the shit out of you. And I didn't think Nicholson really brought that. This film gets a 7 out of 10. It is a great film. And moving on from there, we have in 1992, we got Batman Returns. Again, starring Michael Keaton as Bruce Wayne and Batman. Starred Danny DeVito as the Penguin. That's inspired casting right there. And Michelle Pfeiffer as Catwoman. Once again, directed by Tim Burton. This film opened to 282 million, and you might wonder why the drop off, and I think because this film was even so much darker than the first Batman that Michael Keaton had done. That Tim Burton had done. Well, Michael Keaton did it too, but you know what I mean. So, case in point, it was so much darker that I think that a lot of the viewership that they had before, where people were taking their kids and whatnot, I think a lot of parents didn't want to take their kids to see it because of the dark tones. That being said, the one of the lasting effect of this film is that it really made the studio want their Batman productions to be family friendly, because again, a big drop in revenue. The film is great. It really is a great film. One of my favorite Batman films of all time. And the only bad thing is it walked that line between family friendly and not family friendly. It walked that line just a little too closely, and pretty much made it so that the studio was going to want to go in a different direction in the future. Again, this film also gets a 7 out of 10. Moving into 1995, we got Batman Forever. This starred Val Kilmer as Batman, Tommy Lee Jones as Two-Face, Jim Carrey as the Riddler, Nicole Kidman as Chase Meridian Yeah, there's a name for you. And Chris O'Donnell as Dick Grayson or Robin. This was directed by Joel Schumacher, and it opened to $335 million worldwide. It was definitely a family-friendly film. Die Hard fans disliked the film for obvious reasons. Things started getting, flashy. They did laughable things like add nipples and cod pieces to the Batman suit. I mean, seriously, you cannot shake a stick at Comic-Con without finding some fanboy who's making jokes about bat nipples. So, I mean, it is ridiculous, but I mean, yeah, we'll just go with it. It's ridiculous. One of the biggest problems I always had was you have a Riddler who's acting more like a Joker instead of a Riddler, and you have a Two-Face who's, well, not acting like Two-Face at all. It was that one scene I hated the most when Two-Face keeps flipping the coin until he gets the answer that he wants, which is utterly ridiculous. It's not what Two-Face was. Two-Face lived and died by the coin, and whatever decision the coin made was the decision he stuck with. So it's just a little fugazi, and I really didn't like it. Even as a kid, I had a problem with that. But again, good things for it. The film made money. It sold toys, and it made the comic book world a little larger by bringing in a Robin and bringing in more villains and mentioning Metropolis. And speaking of Robin, oh God, let's just go ahead and talk about the bad. It was campy. Carey's Riddler was over the top and ridiculous. That he was being Jim Carrey, and Jim Carrey is not what the Riddler's. No. Okay, Tommy Lee Jones's Two-Face, again, just no. Just no. All right? And Chris O'Donnell's Robin, all right, I'm going to level with you. Nightwing is my favorite comic book character. Dick Grayson is my favorite comic book character. I was excited when I heard that we were going to be seeing him in a film, and I was crushed when I saw it, because as much as you want to see your favorite character brought to life in film, you want it done right. And when they ruin it, and they do it poorly, it ruins the chance of you being able to see it again and see it done right. We have not seen Dick Grayson in film since the days when Chris O'Donnell was playing him. And it's just so infuriating, because Dick is he's a very deep and complex character, very much like Batman himself, and they need to hopefully the success of Batman v Superman will allow them to branch out into the larger DC world and bring some of these other characters that really deserve to be given a fair shake, to be given a fair shake, in either case, Batman Forever, it's strange to rate this one, because on one hand, I know it's bad. I know it's god-awfully bad. But on the other hand, it's one of those things where, because I saw it as a kid, if it's on, I'll watch it. You know what I mean? Like, you like it for the nostalgia, even though you know it's bad. So, that in mind, it gets a 5 out of 10. All right, moving on to 1997's Batman and Robin. Oh boy, this abortion starred Arnold Schwarzenegger as Mr. Freeze, George Clooney as Batman, Chris O'Donnell as Robin, Uma Thurman as Poison Ivy, and Alicia Silverstone as Batgirl. And it was directed by Joel Schumacher, who should be castrated, beaten, hung, made to wear iron shoes and then stand in a hot fire. You just to pick your poison. This guy. I mean, he did come out and publicly apologize for the film, but I don't know, too little, too late. This film made $237 million worldwide, and it pretty much killed the superhero genre at that time. I mean, it didn't just kill it; it took it out back, it slaughtered it, it cut its head off, it raped it and pillaged it and set it on fire. No more superhero films. So there's nothing good about this film. Absolutely nothing good about this film. Excuse me. The storyline is the storyline. The story of the clashing of Batman and Robin is a great story. Storylines containing Freeze, Bane, Poison Ivy, all of them, they all have great storylines. This could have been a great film, but the way it was done made it horrid. It's just everything about this film was bad. This film's so bad, it gets a 2 out of 10. So, alright, that's it for the Batmans. Next time I'm with you, we'll go over some other stuff. I'm Ken Carnage.